the NBA Finals. Basketball's center stage. All eyes have focused on the centers of attention, Olajuwon and Ewing. In Game 1's duel, it was Ewing believes, but he also knows a loss tonight and their dream could begin to slip away. While Hakeem Olajuwon hopes to shine his winning smile once again. Tonight, on center stage, who will step forward?
This is the NBA on NBC. The 1994 NBA Finals. Tonight, Game 2 between the New York Knicks and the Houston Rockets.
These are exciting times here in Houston, Texas. The Houston Rockets seeking to make it 2 out of 2 against the New York Knicks. The Knicks are hoping to tie the series at 1. A capacity crowd better than 16,000 turning out of the Summit in Houston. This is the hottest ticket in town. Hi, everybody. Marv Albert along with Matt Gukas. And Matt, looking back at Game 1 here on Wednesday night, it was not exactly pretty basketball, but the Rockets will take it. Actually, the Knicks did a good job against Hakeem Olajuwon, who had the good first half, but had his problems in the second half.
Well, even though Hakeem Olajuwon scored 28 points in Game 1, the Rockets feel they will have to exploit the fronting tactic used by the Knicks in the low post. Now, the other night, 4 different defenders constantly bodied Hakeem, tired him out, and forced some turnovers. This was the problem in Game 1, trying to make the entry pass over the defender. Now, here's what Houston plans to do tonight. The ball has to get to the wing position quickly, put a shooter in the corner, and then fill the spot at the top of the key. If the defender fronts on the high side, feed the corner, seal off the defense, and make the pass along the baseline. Now, the other option is to pass up top. Hakeem pivots and holds his man off, and now the ball is delivered into the basket area. The Rockets want to use the aggressiveness of New York's defense and turn it into some easy baskets for themselves.
And the tone of Game 1 was typical, grinded-out Knicks-style basketball. Now, Pat Riley felt that the Knicks did get good shots, except for John Starks. Starks for the game went 3 for 18. He missed his last 10 shots from the field. We talked with Pat Riley about the struggles of John Starks.
He's got to be a player. That's all. He's a player. And when he's not shooting the ball, he's got to be a player. A player makes plays for other players, and he doesn't force the issue and try to get off. You know, I thought John, was trying to get off, find his range, find his rhythm. And there were at least a half a dozen opportunities that he could have made plays that would have led to better opportunities.
If the New York Knicks are going to win an NBA championship, John Starks will have to be a major contributor. Or first, he's got to put Game 1 out of his mind. The other night, John was emotionally whipped. He could barely contain his frustrations, and he just flat out tried to do too much all by himself. And Marv, John is not making any excuses. He agrees with Pat Riley. He has to give them the whole package: defense, scoring, and playmaking.
All right, and once again, we are joined on the sidelines by double coverage. Both Ahmad Rashad and Hannah Storm are with us. First, this report from Ahmad.
All right, thanks, Marv. Before the game, I talked to most of the Knicks players, and they did not talk about the horrendous shooting they had on Wednesday night. All they talked about was their lack of defense. Charles Smith told me that when they're at their best, they have to apply that tremendous defensive pressure they like to call dog pressure. He said in order to play that pressure, you got to be in the right frame of mind. He felt like they weren't in that frame of mind until late in the second half. In order to knot up this series, he says, they will have to start right from the beginning with that dog pressure, or else they could be in trouble. For the Houston side of it, let's go down to Hannah.
Thanks, Ahmad. A guy the Knicks are really concerned with is a man who came off the bench and was extremely effective for the Rockets in Game 1, the only Venezuelan to play in the NBA, Carl Herrera. His performance was a shocker considering he had missed 7 straight playoff games with a separated right shoulder. But he told me that he has a secret weapon who is in the stands in the Summit tonight. His 15-year-old brother, Carlos. It seems that Carl played his little brother in the driveway every day during his rehabilitation. And when he could finally beat his 15-year-old little brother, he knew he was ready for the NBA Finals. Go figure that. The coaches have told me that his performance has earned him significant playing time for the rest of the series. We'll see him as soon as they decide to rest Hakeem Olajuwon tonight. Marv?
Okay, Hannah, and we are moments away from Game 2 of this best of 7 from the Summit in Houston.
The NBA on NBC is brought to you by Molson Ice from Canada, the land where ice was born. By Pizza Hut, where America is falling in love with pizza. And by Nissan, it's time to expect more from a car.
We welcome you back to Houston. Game 1 here on Wednesday night. Rockets beat the Knicks 85-78. Here are the lineups for game number 2. Derek Harper and John Starks in the backcourt, and Pat Riley looking for more production from both. The Knicks guards did not shoot well. Patrick Ewing, Charles Oakley, and Charles Smith up front. Ewing 23 points, 10 of 26 from the field in game number 1. And the New York Knicks are coached by that man, Pat Riley, understandably upset about the Knicks poor shooting in the first game. He said the Knicks had 20 dead open shots. You have to hit a good percentage of those shots. Vernon Maxwell and Kenny Smith in the backcourt, and Maxwell looking for a turnaround, only 4 of 16 the other night. Hakeem Olajuwon, Otis Thorpe, who had that solid game, and Robert Horry. Thorpe, very impressive, 14 points, 16 rebounds against the Knicks here on Wednesday. And the head coach of the Rockets, Rudy Tomjanovich, who said after the opening game Wednesday, sure, everyone loves to see scoring, but defense is what got us here. In effect, wasn't pretty, but he will take the W. These two clubs combining for only 28 points in the fourth quarter. Record lows for both the quarter and the half in terms of NBA final competition. The officials, Daryl Garrison, Ed T. Rush, and Hugh Hollins. For Daryl Garrison, his 38th NBA Finals game. Hugh Hollins, a familiar figure to New York Knicks and Chicago Bull fans, made that controversial call, the foul against Scottie Pippen in Game 5 of the series between the Knicks and the Bulls. So the Knicks control the opening tip. Starks played by Maxwell. And Olajuwon on Ewing. Oakley down low, fronted by Horry. Charles Smith finds the open Charles Oakley for a 2-0 Knick lead.
And that has to make the Knicks feel good. Got a good one-on-one situation for Patrick Ewing facing the basket, and wound up making 3 or 4 passes. Everybody got to touch it, and an obviously high percentage shot.
Now the Rockets look to swing it, to set it up on their first possession. Olajuwon getting inside, and he is fouled. The double coverage came from Oakley, helping out. And Oakley is called for the personal.
And right away, the adjustment being made, the pass coming from Vernon Maxwell. And a good lead lob pass. Charles Oakley, the weak side defender, getting there, but getting there just too late.
Hakeem Olajuwon 8 for 9 from the line on Wednesday, but goes back of the rim on his first attempt.
Well, there's the pass from the wing, and decent pressure on Vernon Maxwell, but you have to get up all over that guy, almost with the idea of making him put the ball on the floor, because when you're fronting in the post and you don't have pressure outside, it's an easier lob pass.
Knicks 2, and the Rockets 1. Pressure from Kenny Smith. Charles Smith. Kenny Smith batted it away, but could not save it. And Kenny Smith hears it from the crowd.
Even though New York felt they got a lot of good shots in game one, they were not happy with their execution. Worked on that considerably yesterday. Better passing, better screen setting.
Ewing stopped by Olajuwon. Ewing on the recovery. Smith. And tipped home. And the Rockets arguing that it should be offensive interference. But the basket will count. The Knicks are up by the score of 4-1. Smith will get credit.
Well, when you get 3 cracks at it like that, of course, the Knicks struggled in game one in the first half with only 2 offensive rebounds. A much better job in the second half when the game was more to their tempo and pace.
Again, the double team. Olajuwon went down. Shot clock at 3. Kenny Smith cuts it to a 4-3 Knick lead. Charles Smith beating the Rockets down court.
Well, very poor transition defense by Houston, and everybody just jogged back thinking the Knicks were going to walk the ball up the floor. Everybody had their head up for New York, and they got an easy one.
I think coaching staff upset that they allowed 14 layups and 54 points in the first half of game one. That's a lot of points against the Knicks. Thorpe bottled up and tied up. They will. Hugh Holland says jump ball between Thorpe and Ewing.
Well, the other night, the Knicks kept changing up their defensive coverage on Olajuwon. Right now, actually, Ewing is playing, and he just got caught in a switch there because the New York trapped that pick and roll way out on the left wing, and Patrick Ewing doing a good job of tying up Otis Thorpe.
However, Darryl Garretson blows the whistle. He had the better look, and he is saying that the Knicks attempted to steal that jump ball, so it will be Houston given possession. The Houston Rockets went 58-24 during the regular season, won the Midwest Division. In the playoffs, they defeated Portland, came back against Phoenix to win that series in 7, beat Utah in 5 of the Western Conference Final. Olajuwon, after fumbling the ball, was able to get it to Thorpe.
Well, Hakeem had his head down trying to pick up that loose ball, and a good thing, because that's how he spotted Thorpe breaking in on the left side.
Knicks 6, Rockets 5. Oakley open. He was open all night long in game one and was able to take advantage.
Well, of course, the double team that time coming down on Patrick Ewing. Otis Thorpe sagging in there. We talked to Otis yesterday.
Harper with the steal. And Derek Harper able to put it home. Knicks with a 10-5 advantage. 3 minutes gone by. Here's Maxwell getting inside.
Excellent penetration by Maxwell, who early in the game the other night was taking a lot of quick shots in the fast break situation and got off to a very poor percentage.
Smith open. Oakley had the shot, but he saw Smith with nobody on it. Here's Maxwell on the drive.
And that's the shot I'm talking about. That's the one he was taking in game one.
Horry kept it alive, and a loose ball foul against Horry.
Hakeem Olajuwon fumbling the ball in the lane here, just trying to get a grab on it. He has excellent hands, but as he had his head down, he was able to see under the arm of Ewing as the good ball pressure by Derek Harper, and he gets a pick on Kenny Smith in the finish.
Last 2 games of the series against Indiana, Derek Harper, who has been a master of the steal, was able to come through that time. Harper with a nice feed for Ewing to give the Knicks a 12-7 lead.
And one of the rare pick and rolls that you see anymore. We use that term all the time, but very rarely does somebody roll to the basket as Ewing did there. Normally, it's a pick and spot up.
And the Knicks have hit 6 of their first 9. Olajuwon now played by Ewing. Horry for 3. Horry with the hustle, but could not come up with it. Lands along press row. It will be New York ball.
Patrick Ewing and Derek Harper setting up in that pick and roll, and just backing into the play is Patrick Ewing, and the rotation of the Houston defense very, very slow and not aggressive.
Oakley from deep. And back comes Smith for the Rockets. Kenny Smith, Bernard Maxwell in the backcourt. Holding foul. Charles Smith involved with Otis Thorpe. And for Charles, that is his first.
Otis Thorpe runs the floor very well, has a big power forward body. He got Charles Smith on his back, had him pinned out almost underneath the rim in that excellent position. A smart foul by Charles Smith, because it would have been a catch, layup, possible three-point play.
At this point, the Knicks have stayed with Ewing against Olajuwon with some help. And the foul is called. No, illegal defense called on the Knicks, so that is their warning.
Well, the last 3 times that Olajuwon has got the ball in the post, Patrick Ewing has been behind him, mainly because of the way Hakeem is positioned.
Oh, what a goal by Olajuwon. Starks came flying at him to try and help, and Olajuwon able to adjust.
And that's what happens when you play behind him. He can do those kinds of things.
Knicks by 3. Ewing gets inside with a jump hook. That's the shot that Pat Riley would like to see Ewing utilize more frequently.
Well, because he made an aggressive move without the ball to step in the lane and cover up Hakeem, and he had great position.
14-9 Knicks. Olajuwon with the turnaround. Knicks by 3. Olajuwon with 5 points. Ewing with 4. Ball knocked away from Ewing. Horry with the lead for Smith. Starks racing back and blocked it. What a play by Starks, but Maxwell is there for the follow because no one else got back.
Terrific defensive play by John Starks, but Derek Harper lazily trailed the play. Had he hustled, he might have had a chance at it.
1-point Knick lead. Pretty pass from Oakley to set up Smith. The Knicks 16 and the Rockets 13. So we are witnessing an excellent offensive start in contrast to what we saw in the second half on Wednesday night. Rockets call for time with 6:10 to go in this first quarter. The Knicks lead by 3 points.
Well, Ewing getting caught behind Olajuwon. Hakeem feels it, just whips around him, beating him with the first step. And the nice touch.
Timeout taken. Knicks by 3. In game 1 of this series, Hakeem Olajuwon saw all kinds of looks from the Knicks. 4 different Knick players went up against Hakeem, and as it turned out, did the job in the second half. And then Hakeem pointed out that he was winded. He touched on this start, lost his stamina in the second half as the Knicks did a terrific job on him after a very strong first half.
Well, interesting, the first time in the low post for Hakeem, New York fronted, and they drew a foul on the play. Ever since that, they played behind, but I think it's a subtle adjustment that Olajuwon has made. He is taking them out just a little bit further, kind of baiting them, trying to get them the front further away from the basket, and so far, Patrick Ewing has not bit the bait.
Well, we have seen the Rockets score 13 points. The Knicks with 16 points for 29 already in this first quarter with 6:10 to go. That's already more points than was scored in that record low for a finals fourth quarter on Wednesday. One-on-one move by Olajuwon. What a beautiful move going right at Ewing. And the Rockets are down by 1. Now Garrison with the call of a reach-in on Horry. Well, both clubs shooting well here at the start. The Knicks 8 for 12. The Rockets 7 of 11. Charles Smith getting set to inbound. He's off to a fast start. 6 points, 2 rebounds. Here's Smith. Rebounded by Olajuwon. Rudy Tomjanovich about to go to his bench from Matt Bullard, who did not play at all on Wednesday night. Will come on for Horry. Olajuwon with the save. Olajuwon. Rebound, Thorpe knocked away. Last touch by Thorpe.
Substitution.
So here, who is a long-range shooting specialist. That game. Robert Horry picked up a quick 2. Will sit down.
In game one, the first forward off the bench was Chris Gent. I think Rudy Tomjanovich wants a little bit more size in there. And of course, Bullard is a perimeter shooter, can help you spread the floor.
That bullet hurt the Knicks during the regular season. John Starks called for that foul. Let's go to Ahmad.
All right, Marv, during that last timeout, you saw during the course of the first part of the game, you saw Hakeem able to get the lob passes. Pat Riley spending a lot of time telling his players to put more pressure on the ball, which will prevent them from throwing the lob pass to Hakeem. Marv?
All right, Ahmad, we come up on 5 minutes remaining. In this first quarter, that was last touched by Hopper.
Matt Bullard only playing in his 9th playoff game. Looks a little bit shaky out there. I'm sure he's as surprised as everybody else is with getting this early call.
Bullard played by Smith. Maxwell with a shot clock at 2. It was a 3-point attempt. Stark setting it up against Maxwell. Lays it down for Ewing. John Starks taking it to the basket and drew the foul. Foul committed by Maxwell.
Well, we've seen Patrick Ewing step out and face the basket. We see him in a post up here. He drew and kicked out to John Starks, who able to get around Maxwell. And as he did, Vernon reaching in and picking up the foul. John going to the basket.
Notice that John Starks looking to pound it on the floor, coming off, as it turns out, one of the worst shooting games in NBA Finals history. 3 of 18 the other night. Dennis Johnson on top in that dubious distinction department, 0 for 14 in an NBA final game.
Well, John did get a lot of open shots. However, when you're not shooting the ball well, you have to go to plan B, which is driving the basket. But when the defensive player of the year is in there and an outstanding shot blocker, it makes you think a little bit.
Olajuwon. And Bullard able to get to it. Olajuwon. And back comes Smith. Now Smith met by the double team. Goes to the spin. And Ewing had stepped out of bounds as he received the pass.
Well, Hakeem has been taking Patrick Ewing a little bit further out on the floor, has that ability to face up, and with that excellent quick step, now he has beaten Patrick Ewing twice going to the basket. That time, however, forced to take a tough shot.
The Knicks 18 and the Rockets 15. 4 minutes to go. Hot shooting first quarter.
Next foul, number 11, Derek
Hopper called for his first foul.
The Rockets the other night had a lot of success with this particular set play. Both the center and the big forward up at the elbow area right along the foul lane, and then the point guard can take it either way. The Knicks were letting them come off free and clear the other night. This time they trapped hard, however, they picked up the foul.
Ewing jumping out on Smith. Bullard open for 3. Bullard, the NBA's all-time three-point percentage leader in the playoffs. Nice move by Starks, and the Knicks lead by 5. Crowd a little impatient here at the start, hoping for a quick burst by the Rockets, who have missed their last 5 shots. Olajuwon getting the good position, and then blocked by Ewing. 11 on the 24. Rockets will throw it in, and Sam Cassell will check in for the first time.
Hakeem again with Ewing on his back, taking his favorite little move. He took it quite a bit the other night. He was hit on a couple. Patrick made him change his shot. This time, Patrick blocking the shot clean.
Here's Bullard going to the hoop, and foul. Sam Cassell came on for Kenny Smith. Patrick Ewing calls for his first.
Well, Matt Bullard, normally known as a perimeter three-point shooter, already has an offensive rebound, and here putting the ball on the floor, driving into traffic, and winds up on the free throw line. So far in the playoffs, in the 8 games that he has played previously, 4 for 4 for the line for Matt Bullard.
77% free throw shooter during the regular season. In his 4th season out of Iowa, Knicks by 4. Here's Carl Herrera, who had a good one off the bench the other night, replacing Hakeem Olajuwon, who sits down with 7 points.
One of the reasons why the crowd is maybe a little quiet and apprehensive at this point, the Rockets not getting any fast breaks, only the one on that breakaway by Kenny Smith.
Oakley. And Maxwell starts back. Herrera with the lead for Thorpe.
Right away, Carl Herrera making an impact on a nice pass on the lob inside to Thorpe. As not enough pressure by Patrick Ewing as Thorpe was fronted by Oakley.
The Knicks call for time. 2:54 remaining in the first. The Knicks lead by 2.
Here's Herrera with all kinds of space to put that ball up for grabs for Otis Thorpe. Patrick Ewing has to get out of the ball. Timeout on the floor. 2:54 to go in the first quarter. Otis Thorpe being fronted by Charles Oakley in the post. John Stark's going to have good pressure on Maxwell, but Herrera out here is not going to be pressured by Patrick Ewing. And the easy lob pass from Herrera inside to Otis Thorpe as the Rockets execute beautifully.
Following the timeout, it's New York ball.
It'll be Knick ball with just under 3 to go in this first quarter. The Knicks feel that they are a better club and they take more than half of their shots inside, and that has been the case here in the first quarter. Starks, yes. John Starks sitting on his first jump shot. He has 6 points in all, playing very much under control here in the first quarter.
But the execution perfect that time as Patrick Ewing freed him up, and after the head fake, John took his time, got his rhythm, and nailed it.
The Knicks lead is now 4. Bullard played by Anthony Mason, who just came on. Ewing is matched with Thorpe with Olajuwon sitting down. Here's Cassell weaving his way to set up Bullard with the shot clock running down. And last touch by the Knicks.
Well, John Stark's going to come off this little down pick after he screens across wide open, but Maxwell flying at him, and John felt it and just stepped up and shot the ball.
Stark saying after the game the other night that he took the blame for the loss. Maxwell with an off balance. Not a good shot by Bernard Maxwell. Charles Oakley with the rebound and came up grimacing.
2 minutes in the quarter, 2 minutes.
Illegal defense called on the Rockets. John Starks did attend the funeral of an 85-year-old uncle in Tulsa last Tuesday. Missed the practice session. Very close to his uncle, but said that's not an excuse for the poor performance in what he felt was the biggest game of his career, at least until tonight. Starks has responded well in this first quarter. Ewing played by Thorpe. Now Cassell over to help. Mason. Oakley gets inside. And he's fouled. Charles saying in the act, but Ed Rush says no. It's on Cassell, who was trying to help out off the boards. Marv Albert, Matt Gukas, Ahmad Rashad, and Hannah Storm. Bob Costas, incidentally, not with us tonight. He is among a group of media people at the White House this evening at a dinner date type affair with the president. Should be pointed out, as the Knicks look to get it down low and succeed. By the time the evening's proceedings are over at the White House, I'm certain that Bob will have Bill and Hillary turned around, Matt, on the new baseball realignment structure. Herrera with a fullback baby jump shot, and he took Patrick Ewing down on the follow-through. Here's Starks for 3. Went over the top of the backboard, so the ball back to Houston with 1:09 left in the first, and the Knicks leading by 2.
Well, Carl Herrera 5 for 6 in game 1. This one really a little bit outside his range, but able to get it down. And going the other way, John Starks raised up from beyond the arc, and Pat Riley looked at him right away, gave him that little signal. Put the ball on the floor and drive it to the basket. Just a reminder to John Starks, who has played very well in this first quarter.
Rest period coming up here for Patrick Ewing. He's 2 for 5 from the field, 4 points. Charles Smith is back up front. with Anthony Mason and Charles Oakley. Cassell backing his way against Harper. Just under 1 minute left in this first quarter. Anthony Mason now guarding Hakeem Olajuwon. The ball is knocked away. Starks able to pick it up. Triple teamed and foul.
Houston's number 7.
Herrera with his first foul. And the Rockets are over the limit.
Well, this ball knocked loose by Anthony Mason, and John Starks all over it. Quick as a cat, diving for it, making sure he picks up the ball, ready to corral it. And he is surrounded by those 3 Rockets and winds up on the free throw line. Before that Carl Herrera jump shot, the Rockets had been 1 for 10 from the field. One of the reasons why they're not getting a lot of fast break opportunities. First of all, the Knicks are executing very well at their end of the floor, making their share of baskets, but even the field goals that they miss, they have good rebounding opportunities, and they also have good floor balance for transition defense, preventing those Rocket fast break chances.
You just saw Greg Anthony step onto the court for the first time. Knicks lead 24-20. Anthony pressing Cassell, who moves it across and then falls down, lost it. Cassell recaptures, able to get it over to Maxwell. Maxwell played on the switch momentarily by Smith. Starks trying to draw the foul and succeeded. Hugh Hollins with the call. It's an offensive foul.
John Starks looked like he was clearly beaten on this play as Maxwell seemed to have head and shoulders by, but John does a terrific job. He did not have head and shoulders by, but John Starks was moving backwards as the contact was made. Excellent effort by John Starks. Nevertheless, it should have been a foul on him.
But instead, it's on Vernon Maxwell, who collects his second and sits down. Mario Elie checking in for the first time. His first quarter winding down. 3-second differential between the game clock and the 24. Knocked out of bounds. On the Rockets down to 13 seconds remaining in this first quarter. The Knicks 24 and the Rockets 20. Game 2 of the best of 7. Game 3 coming up at Madison Square Garden in New York on Sunday night. That was last touched by the Knicks. Good play by Elie to confuse the passing situation.
Well, the pressure always intensifies in this situation. Shot clock at 10, underneath out-of-bounds play, and the defense just gets a little bit tighter and tougher, which means you have to execute the play better. You've got to set a better screen and come off sharper. The Knicks did not do that as John Starks wound up deep in the corner and really gave Charles Smith no opportunity to pass the ball to him, and Charles Oakley, when he stepped back out, did not give a good passing angle as well.
They are attempting to readjust the clock because no one touched that inbounds pass.
This is where Sam Cassell likes to spread the floor and see if he can't get in the lane and create something.
And here comes Cassell with that hesitation dribble. Double team. Played well. Charles Smith came over to help out to break it up. So they stop Cassell. Anthony gets it off. Too late.
No shot.
Houston shooting only 9 of 21. In this opening quarter, John Starks 2 of 3 from the field, 8 points in all, and the Knicks with a 24-20 lead on the Rockets after 1. We'll be back at the Summit in a moment. First quarter, Hakeem Olajuwon hit 3 of 7. All the shots came against Patrick Ewing. 7 points in all for Olajuwon. But as we may have mentioned earlier, on Wednesday night in Game 1, he faced many different looks. Here's the breakdown when Ewing was defending against Olajuwon. Hakeem was 5 of 9, 10 points. Ewing picking up 1 foul against him. Charles Oakley played him head up briefly. He was 0 for 1 against Oakley. Anthony Mason was effective. Hakeem said Mason's strength gave him problems. Hit 2 of 5 against Mason, 1 of 2 against Smith, who also played him for a brief period of time, and then against the double team. That's the rundown.
Well, the fatigue problems that Hakeem was having the other night forced him to go out on the floor a little bit more. Tonight, I think it's more a case of he wants to go out there face up to get a look at the jump shot or possibly drive by the defender.
Second quarter underway. Knicks 10 of 19 from the field. In the first quarter, they lead by 4. And it is Mason against Olajuwon. Nice pass for Cassell. Sam Cassell for Hakeem Olajuwon to bring the Rockets within 2. John Starks, Greg Anthony in the backcourt. Patrick Ewing, Anthony Mason, Charles Smith up front. Now at the Knick offensive end, Olajuwon is guarding Ewing. Now Ewing facing a double team. Starks with the fake on Ellie. Ewing again off a double team. Rebounded by Bullard. Matt Bullard not given the shot by Charles Smith. They respect that outside touch. The 6'7" Anthony Mason going up against Hakeem Olajuwon. And Olajuwon continues to have problems with Mason.
And Mason did a good job of pushing him out and staying up on his right hand and just forcing Olajuwon to change that shot ever so slightly.
Starks got the step, and then he saw Ewing and he threw in a crowd. Here comes Ellie. Anthony back. And Anthony called for the block. Ellie went flying amidst the photography crew. Mario Ellie, like Kenny Smith, a New York area product, attended Parham Memorial High School in Manhattan. Here comes Mario on the break.
Offensive deflection by Bullard to start this fast break, but Greg Anthony doing a good job of shading him off the play there. You normally expect either a crossover or spin dribble and a play taken right to the rim. Good defensive job by Anthony.
Olajuwon has missed his last 5 shots. Ellie tried to dump it off. Last touch by Hubert Davis, who just checked in. The Knicks looking for some consistent shooting from Hubert Davis, who just replaced John Starks. Hubert only 1 of 6 from the field the other night. Olajuwon again forced out. 5 on the shot clock. Olajuwon lost his balance, and it's thrown away.
Anthony Mason guessing right here as Olajuwon with a little fake right, go left. He's got an excellent foot fake there, but Anthony Mason just not going to go for it here as he's able to get in his path, force Olajuwon till he loses footing.
Double team on Ewing, pops it out. Open shot for Smith. Well done by the Knicks, swinging the ball off the Houston double team.
And the times that New York has done that in this series and throughout the playoffs and throughout the season, they do get good shots.
Charles Smith with the block, and it was last touched by Mario Ellie, and a timeout is called with 9:44 remaining in this first half. The Knicks 26, the Rockets 22.
The NBA on NBC is brought to you by Schick Tracer. It traces every curve on your face. By Gatorade Thirst Quencher. Nothing quenches that deep down body thirst better than Gatorade. And by American Honda, who has been making quality automobiles in America for the past 11 years.
Welcome back to the Summit in Houston. We're early second quarter. Knicks lead by 4. Anthony Mason has done a nice job defending against Hakeem Olajuwon. Anthony Mason, a very effective defender, no matter who he's playing, be it a center, forward, or a guard. We talked with Mason about his defensive skills.
I don't know, maybe I love defense. You know, it's a difference, you know. I study different ways to play people, and I just love defense. It's a different. To be a good defender, I think you gotta love to play defense. You can't just get out there because you got to be out there.
Yesterday, I asked Anthony about the problems of guarding the different sizes and shape of people on the front line of Houston. He said, it's not a problem for me, it's their problem.
And Ewing was blocked. Bullard handling the ball off the leg of Smith.
Patrick Ewing getting Olajuwon in the air, but Matt Bullard, who's been very active with his hands defensively, driving the ball to the basket, getting an offensive rebound, and making a contribution to the Rockets.
Matt Bullard played a total of 2 minutes in the Western Conference Final throughout the 5 games. He's already played 10 minutes here tonight. Herrera strip. Davis with a good play. Mason trying to help out, and it will be a jump ball.
And Matt Bullard breaking the defense down, getting into the lane and drawing another defender, and a little dish off to Carl Herrera went hard to the floors. Matt Bullard getting a nice round of applause from the sold-out crowd here at the Summit. He played very well.
Robert Horry is back. He'll play with the 2 personal fouls. Carl Herrera and Hubert Davis on the jump. Kelly able to retrieve. Horry, Olajuwon, and Herrera up front. Kelly and Cassell at the guards. Off the foot of Olajuwon, who's now guarded by Smith. Well, he was momentarily. Mason is back on him. Olajuwon was fouled. It counts. Yes, and it counts. The hack called on Mason.
Well, the last 2 times that Olajuwon was facing up Mason got the best of him during that last timeout. Hannah Storm heard Rudy Tomjanovich say, we want to get the ball inside to Hakeem against Mason, whether he fronts him or whether he plays behind. This time forced to take the fadeaway, but hacked on the wrist as Pat Riley giving it to the officials.
3-point play for Hakeem. 10 points in all. The Knicks 26, the Rockets 25. Knicks have hit only one of the last 8 shots after the good shooting first quarter. Chant of defense. They doubled up on Mason. Shot clock at 6. Davis had to force it, and it was fouled by Cassell.
And all of that precipitated by the trap that the Rockets have been using after free throws. It really looks like a 3-2 zone. They're double teaming the ball, not letting the ball handler get a good look to make an initial pass into the middle of the defense. And when they ran that defense the other night, the Knicks were 0 for 7. So I'm sure New York will see it until they solve it.
Hubert Davis making it back from a broken bone in his shooting hand, missing 25 games. Regular season averaged 11 per game. Averaged just under 24 minutes per game, but the numbers falling off here in the playoffs. He has not shot well in the playoffs. And Hubert only 1 of 6 from the floor Wednesday night in game 1. The Knicks lead is 2. The Knicks have led all the way. Cassell with that hesitation dribble. It appears he has stopped the dribble, but he picks it up. Here's Horry. Rejected by Smith. Mason. Stopped by Ellie. Anthony for 3. And back come the Rockets. Olajuwon getting position and foul from behind by Smith.
Oh. Pat Riley so mad at that last shot by Greg Anthony. He could have swung the ball over to the front of the New York bench to a wide open Davis as Charles Smith trying to push Olajuwon out of there, putting 2 hands in the back, forced Hakeem to lose the ball, but the foul goes on Charles Smith.
For Smith, his second. He's played well here in this first half. 4 of 6, 8 points for Charles Smith. Horry was isolated against Smith. And a holding foul on Anthony. Off the inbounds play, Anthony called for the hold.
He got all tangled up with Sam Cassell, who made a kind of a veteran play.
Thorpe. Ewing with the rebound. Thorpe had very little room to operate. The Knicks 27 and the Rockets 25. 4.5 gone by. Second quarter. Well, things have slowed down offensively after the good start. Illegal defense called for the second time against the Rockets, and that leads to the technical foul shot. The Knicks have hit only 1 for their last 9 from the field. Hubert Davis will shoot the tee. is now 1 for 3 at the line.
Well, Sam Cassell is going to be the guilty one as he gets down below the line there for more than 2.9. And when he makes that move, he has to go track hard.
Greg Anthony with the corner jump for his first field goal. The Knicks lead 29-25. The Knicks trying to tie the series at 1. Houston looking to go up 2-0. Game 3 of the Garden on Sunday. Ewing with the rejection, and then Oakley was able to get it high off the glass, with Ewing looking for another block. Knicks lead by 2. Ewing, back tap by Oakley, and handled by Anthony. Here is Ewing. The Knicks 31 and the Rockets 27. Patrick Ewing 3 of 9 for 6 points.
And because the Knicks are getting good shots, they're getting good offensive rebound opportunities.
There's that head fake by Olajuwon.
Timeout.
Last touch by the Knicks. Rockets take a timeout.
Well, evidently the Knicks have given up on trying to front Olajuwon here. Patrick Ewing coming over to help out, knocks the first one away, but he cannot get the second one.
It's the Knicks 31, Rockets 27. Robert Horry a moment ago scored that basket, banking it off glass. Product of Alabama. He was a surprise lottery pick prior to last season, and fans watching the draft here at the Summit booed lustily when the Rockets chose Horry over Harold Miner of USC. Let's take a look at the scene about 2 years ago.
The Houston Rockets select Robert Horry from University of Alabama.
Well, we have seen this on a number of occasions where a player is not that well known, although Horry played at Alabama, but he was more of a role player, and the fans are looking at the Street Smith's college guide and perhaps have not seen much of a particular player on television. So he was not well received, but he has certainly been well received these days, although the Rockets did attempt to trade him earlier this season. Kelly for 3. Ewing with the rebound with just under 6 minutes remaining in the first half. Rockets say it's the best trade they never made. Robert Horry remaining a member of the Rockets. Shot clock at 6. Ewing, wild shot, but it's an offensive foul. Basket will not count.
Well, an easy call for the officials as Patrick Ewing wheels into the lane a little bit off balance against the pressure defense of Olajuwon. Going to wipe out with the off arm here. Very easy to see, and really no complaint by Patrick Ewing.
Ewing with his second. Olajuwon does not have any fouls. Rockets back to the backcourt of Smith and Maxwell. Olajuwon, Thorpe, and Horry are up front. And again, it's Mason guarding Olajuwon. Mason try to force him out along the baseline. And isolated now. The shot clock is down to 1. Here's Smith for 3. It just did graze the rim. Thorpe stopped. Charles Smith has done an excellent job defensively. Here's Smith again for 3. And Mason rebound. 5 minutes to go in the first half. Knicks lead by 4. Anthony lost it. Dribbling through the crowd. Kenny Smith only 1 for 6 from the field. Looking around, he thought the Rockets might want to call a timeout.
Well, the Knicks are concerned about leaving Kenny Smith open when there are double teams on Olajuwon from beyond the three-point line.
Maxwell for 3. 7 points for Maxwell, who was hoping to turn it from the 4 of 16 the other night. And the Knicks lead is down to 1. Here's Ewing. Ewing on the rebound, and he is fouled. Pushed by Olajuwon.
I mentioned that the Knicks concerned about Kenny Smith from beyond the three-point arc. Also, despite the fact that Maxwell has not shot well in the last 13 playoff games, this time he gets a wide open look, and it's been a long time coming for Vernon Maxwell.
Charles Smith.
Charles Oakley replacing Charles Smith, who had a strong first half. Patrick Ewing on the line for the first time.
And another reason for fronting in the low post, we're talking about getting in front of Olajuwon. It enables you to keep pressure on the basketball and stay up on the shooters because you have to pressure those passes, and that's why the Knicks have tried to do it. They started out early in the ball game doing it, then have gotten away with it, and that last possession before the Maxwell three, Mason got around on Olajuwon and almost forced that 24-second violation.
Foul on Olajuwon, his first. And the Knicks lead by 3. The Rockets have played 10 home playoff games. That includes game 1 here on Wednesday. They've yet to be behind after the first half in any of the 10 games. Down here by 3. Horry. Last touch by the Knicks.
Well, Charles Oakley came roaring out on Robert Horry, not taking into account for his quick first step and speed. Horry blew by him, but Oakley very fortunate, able to slap that ball from behind.
Down to 10 on the 24. Smith met on the switch. And Harper has a mismatch against Thorpe. Smith got it to him. The basket counts. He just did beat the 24-second buzzer. Good look from Kenny Smith. Knicks lead by 1. And again, the crowd comes to life. Ewing. Patrick Ewing not taking good shots. He's 3 for 11. Maxwell. That was a 3-point attempt again.
Well, Max, a streaky shooter, hit his last one. Couldn't wait to get the ball in his hands to let one fly.
Pat Riley now wants to talk it over. Timeout with 3 minutes, 7 seconds remaining. In the first half, the Knicks by 1.
Hi, everybody. Hannah Storm back in Houston with the Knicks leading by 1. Coming up on the Prudential Halftime Report, we'll hear from Rockets head coach Rudy Tomjanovich. Likeable and low-key, he has done a terrific job for Houston the last couple of seasons. I'll also be joined by our insiders, Julius Erving, Bill Walton, and Peter Vesey. We'll talk about the first half of the Knicks and Rockets, as well as the resignation of Spurs head coach John Lucas. That's all coming up, but right now, back to Marv and Matt for the conclusion of the first half. Marv?
Thank you, Hannah. Bob Costas not with us tonight, among a group of media people, as we mentioned earlier, at the White House tonight, having dinner with the president. Matt, I know you have a similar date next week at the Kremlin. But Bob will be returning Sunday night, Game 3 at Madison Square Garden. That'll be 7 p.m. Eastern Time on Sunday night, Game 4 at the Garden next Wednesday night. Well, we're back to what took place in the second half of Game 1. Houston with 12 points, the Knicks with 9 in the second quarter as we come up on 3 minutes to go. This after a good first quarter by New York. Starks is back. He and Harper at the guards. Ewing, Mason, Oakley up front. Ewing had it knocked away, try to save it. It will be Houston ball.
Well, the Knicks came out very strong with their defense, which is what they wanted to do. Their half-court execution was good, getting good shots, and they have definitely gotten away with it, or I should say gotten away from it here in this second quarter. Now everybody putting the ball on the floor, rushing things, and not getting that execution, and they look tired right now. And Pat Riley has made the normal substitution pattern, but we're going to see some quarters like this throughout this series.
Knick lead is 1. Houston has never led. Mason able to swat it away. Shot clock at 5. Olajuwon with the turnaround. Thorpe on the rebound. Horry for 3. Yes. For the first time tonight, the Rockets have the lead. They are up by 2. Mason posting up, getting it back out. Ewing, yes. And the game is tied at 35. 10 points for Patrick Ewing. Just under 2 minutes to go in the half. Here's Olajuwon. And the offense has picked up. And both ends. 12 for Olajuwon. Rockets lead by 2. Starks keeping his balance, setting up Mason. And Anthony Mason goes last to tie the game at 37.
And all game long, Pat Riley has been after John Starks to drive the ball to the basket. See if you can get something for yourself. If they get picked up, kick it out to an open shooter.
Olajuwon changed his mind. Saved by Smith. Maxwell for 3. Vernon Maxwell from deep in the corner has given the Rockets a 40-37 lead. Second three-point bomb for Mad Max. Herb Williams getting set to come on for Patrick Ewing. Here's Charles Oakley way off. Maxwell brings it back with a minute to go in the half. And then overthrows Ori, and Maxwell upset with himself.
And rightly so. What I think Maxwell was thinking when he was coming down on that fast break, I think he was going to raise up and shoot a 3. He wants to let them go right now, and then he changed his mind, and he's probably kicking himself for not taking the 3. Instead, he turned it over.
It is only the 6th turnover committed by Houston. New York with 7. Harper for 3. Yes. Derek Harper hits the 3. And the offense has accelerated here in the final minutes of the half.
And that kind of shot is there every time there's a double team down inside. 2 passes, you get an open shot.
Ori for 3. Air ball. And tied at 40. Out of 25 seconds remaining in the half. Oakley with the fake. Charles Oakley with a nice move. He had 2 Rockets buying that fake.
And one very big one who normally blocks that shot, and Charles thought he got fouled on the play. He ought to be surprised he got it over the outstretched arm of Hakeem Olajuwon.
Knicks by 2, 10 seconds left in the half. Mason coming up on 4th, down to 5 seconds. Olajuwon beat Williams. Game is tied, 42. Final seconds. Starks could not get it off. Good finish to the first half. At the Summit, we are at halftime. The Rockets and the Knicks at 42 apiece. Patrick Ewing, 4 of 12, 10.6 rebounds in this first half. Hakeem Olajuwon, 6 of 13, again getting the different looks. Although for the most part, it has been Patrick Ewing with some double team help. Hannah Storm coming up at halftime. She'll be chatting with the coach of the Rockets, Rudy Tomjanovich. We'll be back after these messages.
This is the Prudential Halftime Report, brought to you by the Prudential. Peace of mind. It comes with every piece of the rock.
Halftime at the Summit in Houston. The Rockets and the Knicks all tied up at 42 in Game 2 of the NBA Finals. And the pace much to the liking of the New York Knicks. Hi, everybody. I'm Hannah Storm, along with our NBA insiders, Julius Erving, Bill Walton, Peter Vesey. Where's Bob Costas? Well, he's probably having dessert right now at the White House. The main course for the Houston Rockets, as usual, Hakeem Olajuwon, but here's how he stacks up with Ewing thus far in the first half. He's been held to 14 points and 3 rebounds on 6 of 13 shooting, and Patrick Ewing, 10 points, 6 rebounds, 4 of 12 shooting. Great defensive effort, Doc, by the New York Knicks. Have the Rockets withstood the best that the Knicks have to offer on defense?
Well, I'll tell you one thing. This game is a defensive gym, and both teams are playing great defense. The Knicks have come up with a strategy where they're giving Hakeem Olajuwon a lot of different looks. They're playing Patrick Ewing on him. They're playing Anthony Mason on him. One thing about when Mason plays him, he tries to force him away from the basket, and he really is not trying to block his shot here. What he wants to do is just try to harass him, force him to shoot an off-balance shot, and then it's either Ewing's job or Charles Smith's job to try to come over and give the help.
Bill, the Rockets had 54 points in the first half of Game 1. They only have 42 now. And listening in on the huddle, the big thing the coaches are concerned about is that Houston's not executing its offense.
And the reason that they're not is because they're getting very little performance out of Robert Horry and Otis Thorpe. Those guys just aren't getting it done. The guards aren't shooting from the perimeter. But Patrick Ewing, on the other hand, he's got the luxury of only having to neutralize Olajuwon. He doesn't have to outplay him, just sort of play his game. Ewing has the power, the finesse, and the height to bother Olajuwon down low. And on the changing defense that Dr. J was talking about, Olajuwon, he has to turn and face up when he's playing against Ewing to get Ewing to back off. When the shorter guys, Mason and Oakley, are guarding him, who are doing a great job on the offensive boards, against those guys, Olajuwon has to use his back-to-the-basket moves.
All right, this game is not the only basketball news in the Lone Star State. John Lucas resigning yesterday as coach of the San Antonio Spurs, and his star player was none too happy about it.
Tell you what, John, wherever you are, I'm mad. I'm real mad at you. Because, I love John. He's been, I think, it's pretty well documented. He's been my biggest supporter, biggest fan, and I think he has helped me come along as a basketball player as much as anybody I've ever been around, and I'm just disappointed.
Peter, that was not a lighthearted comment at all by David Robinson. He's been through a lot of coaches in San Antonio, was very close to Lucas. Why did Lucas leave, and does he have anything else lined up?
Well, John was looking for a job even before he left there. He went after the Bullets job, and I know John a real long time. There is no way he would have left this situation making the kind of money he is if he didn't have another job already set up. I've been told he's definitely got the job in Philadelphia if he wants it, but today he was in Portland interviewing for the Trailblazer job.
What's going on with George Karl in Seattle, another team that was bounced in the first round? I understand he's not happy there.
That's right. Well, his agent told me the other day that if he doesn't get his contract renegotiated by the draft, he will leave the Seattle Supersonics. And we got another situation also. Don Nelson is now the leading candidate for the Spurs job.
All right, plenty of headlines going on, and a couple of reminders to you. This entire cast will be joined by Bob Costas and Ahmad Rashad for an hour-long special Sunday at 5 o'clock Eastern Time. It's called NBA Stories, live at the NBA Finals. Then at 7 o'clock Eastern, Game 3 of the Finals between the Rockets and the Knicks from Madison Square Garden. When we return to the Summit, a visit with Rockets coach Rudy Tomjanovich. That's after a message from Prudential and a word from the NBA. Is number 45 hanging from the rafters here at the Summit in Houston, alongside the only other Rocket to have his number retired, Calvin Murphy. Tomjanovich is a lifelong Rocket. This is his 24th consecutive season in the Houston organization. 11 years as a player, 2 as a scout, 9 as an assistant coach with the Rockets, and the last 2.5 seasons as the head coach. When people talk about the top coaches in the NBA, Rudy T's name is rarely mentioned, but in his characteristic, quiet way, he is becoming one of the league's best.
The basic thing in my philosophy is you gotta work. And all the good things in life come through hard work.
You grew up as a shoemaker's son in Hamtramck, Michigan. I know it was tough at times. You're such a tireless worker. Does that come from your background?
Yeah, I really do believe it does. We didn't have a lot of money. And in fact, we didn't have a family car, and I didn't have a telephone until I was a junior in high school, when I told my dad I think we should have it because maybe some of the colleges would call. And he thought, well, if you needed to talk to somebody in the neighborhood, you just walk down there and knock on the door and talk to them. But I really thought I was a lucky guy.
So what are your emotions right now as you are on the verge of possibly leading this team and this city where you've lived for so long to its first championship?
It's like a dream come true. It's, when you were a kid and you're out there by yourself and you're playing your game on the playground, and it's never an exhibition game. It's never a regular season game. It's the finals, and here we are doing it. And me as a coach, I couldn't be prouder of our team.
You and Pat Riley are an interesting contrast. He has coached in the 2 biggest media markets in the country. He has the NBA titles. He is all glamour, and the spotlight is on him. And you sort of toil in the shadows. Nobody really knows who you are. Do you like it that way?
I love it that way. And, this celebrity thing that comes with success is it's real nice, but I really want to be an average guy, and at times it's hard to take. You know, I don't ever want to be a guy who has to hide. You know, I'm a citizen of this city, and there's restaurants, there's parks, there's things to do here, and I want to do them. But it's getting hard to really get comfortable in those situations because of all the attention.
So what's happening now? You go into your favorite restaurant, you get a standing ovation?
Yeah, and those things embarrass me. I've never been a person who has wanted to be in the spotlight.
You are a fine coach. You were a 5-time All-Star as a player. Does it bother you that the defining moment of your career is still that punch, that Kermit Washington punch back in December of 1977, and that people still talk about it all the time?
Yeah, it's something that I'm sure Kermit wishes never happened, and I feel the same way. It's something in the past. It's behind me. Right now, it's almost like it happened to somebody else. I wish it would die, but you know how things are. People are always going to bring up things like that.
If you win a championship, do you think that incident will fade into the background?
It's very frustrating after having a basketball career to have people remember you for something like that. I don't really need it for my ego. You know I know what kind of player I was, and I know I had the respect of my peers, and that was enough. But to always have it come back to that incident is pretty tough. Now I think I've got a second chance to have people, when they say my name, say, "Oh, that's the coach that took his team to a championship."
So the shoemaker's son has done pretty well for himself.
I wish the shoemaker was around to see this, and I think he's probably looking down, smiling.
Rudy's Rockets tied with the New York Knicks at halftime at 42. We'll send it back to Marv Albert and Matt Kukas right after these messages from your local station.
This has been the Prudential Halftime Report, brought to you by the Prudential. Peace of mind. It comes with every piece of the rock.
Go ahead and take care of business. 24 minutes of tough defense, baby. Let's go out here and do this, baby. NBA World Championship, baby. 1, 2, 3, Rockets. Come on, y'all. Intensity, y'all. Ball move. Come on, everybody.
Well, the Rockets revving up for the second half here at the Summit. This is the first time in 11 home playoff games the Rockets have not had the lead. The Knicks and the Rockets are tied at 42 as we head to the third quarter. A look at the Miller Genuine Draft halftime statistics. The Knicks shot 50% on 17 for 34. The good first quarter, then picked it up late second, as did the Rockets. Hakeem Olajuwon 6 of 13, 14 points. Patrick Ewing has 10 on 4 of 12 from the field, and a slight edge off the boards for Houston. Ewing with 6 rebounds along with his 10 points. Game tied at 42. We'll be right back. Back in Houston, a very pensive-looking New York Knicks coach Pat Riley, a man who won 4 NBA titles with the Los Angeles Lakers. His club in a tie as we get ready for the third quarter. The Knicks and the Rockets at 42 apiece. Scoring rundown. Ewing high man for New York with 10, 8 apiece for Smith and Starks. Oakley with 6. And for Houston, Olajuwon with 14. Maxwell hit a couple from downtown, has 10. Thorpe with 6, and Ori with 5. 2 fouls apiece on Ori, Maxwell, and Cassell. For the Knicks, 2 apiece on Ewing, Smith, and Anthony. We mentioned earlier the Knicks feel they are a better team when they take more than half of their shots from the inside. Matt, here is the breakdown as compared to game number 1.
And in game 1, they said they were getting a lot of good shots, of course, when you get 91, but most of them I thought were rushed jump shots. The quality of the perimeter shots in the first half much better, and consequently the Knicks shooting 50% from the field.
Pat Riley saying after the game the other night that he felt The Knicks had 20 excellent open shots from the outside, but were not able to hit them. Here's Thorpe banking his way. And a foul is called. Oakley raising his hand.
Foul is called on New York's 34, Charles Oakley.
That's the second on Oakley.
Otis Thorpe, who had 6 offensive rebounds, half of Houston's total in the first game, now has 5 already in tonight's game.
Maxwell and Starks in a battle. And now they break it up. They became entangled. Maxwell setting up an open Olajuwon, then picked up by Oakley. Olajuwon spinning away to hit. Rockets lead by 2.
Well, Oakley did a good job to recover to Hakeem, but he just has too many ways to beat you with his footwork.
Oakley given the room. Charles Oakley has been automatic from the outside. Overall, 4 of 7, 8 points.
And the Rockets do not want to give him that open shot, but Otis Thorpe keeps getting sucked into the lane a little bit, always looking to help out, and just about 2 or 3 steps too far away from Oakley, giving him a wide open look.
Game tied at 44. Rockets turn it over. Hopper and Starks in the backcourt. Ewing, Smith, and Oakley up front. Minute and a half gone by in the third. Starks the 3. John Starks with a 3-pointer. He has 11, and the Knicks are up 47-44. Maxwell with the lead for Olajuwon, and a foul on Smith.
Charles Oakley rushed out on Hakeem Olajuwon, and the pivot, the spin, the head fake, and no way that Charles Oakley can use any kind of lateral movement to catch up and try to challenge that shot. And now the front by Patrick Ewing and the excellent lob pass. Not enough pressure on the passer. Good job by Charles Smith to come over and at least prevent the layup. Now, this is really nothing new for the Knicks to front in the low post. They like to do it as much as possible. In fact, when they play against the Chicago Bulls in the triangle offense, they always want to front the post man on that strong side to make the Bulls go away from that particular option.
Smith picked up the foul, his 3rd. Olajuwon out 3 out of 5 from the line. Knicks lead 47-45. Ewing. Harper shooting. Derek Harper has hit all 3 of his shots. He has 7. The Knicks 49, the Rockets 45.
And a good Charles Smith swing pass to the wide open Derek Harper after the double team on Ewing. When they make those 2 passes out of the double team, it results in a good shot in rhythm, and the Knicks right now are feeling it from the perimeter.
Let's go over to Ahmad Rashad. Ahmad?
All right, Marv, during that halftime, Pat Riley talking to his team about he thought that they were contesting shots early in the first quarter, and they got away from it in the second quarter. He wants them to get back and keep playing that tough defense. And on offense, he wants them to get into their offense quicker, not dribbling around and keep moving the ball. Marv?
Thank you, Ahmad. Hear the crowd getting on John Starks, and you know that Pat Riley was not pleased about that shot.
And John knows that he's upset with himself because the Knicks have been doing so many things in the half court, moving the basketball. That was one of those one-on-one attempts, and when you take a flying jump shot from 22 feet and throw an air ball, you know you're in a little trouble.
Foul called on Starks. Starks reaching in, making contact. That's a second foul.
John Starks coming out on the weak side. Probably should just give the ball up and move away, but taking a hard dribble to his left. Pat Riley once again reminding John, make the next pass and put the ball on the floor. If you're going to put it on the floor, drive it to the basket.
In this sequence, Olajuwon forced further out than he would like. Goes to the spin. Back up the Knicks. They have a 4-point lead. 3 minutes gone by in the third. Smith takes it to the basket and is turned back. Emphatically rejected by Olajuwon. Smith jumping out. Robert Horry drills it home. He has 7 points. The Knicks lead is now 2. Starks one-on-one, goes at Maxwell and got it up over Olajuwon.
Well, John took Pat Riley's advice. He had a little open floor situation, a little hesitation. Maxwell raised up. John took a very tough shot. Fortunate to get it down, but did the right thing in taking the ball to hoop.
Remember earlier in the playoffs, the feeling was that John Starks still had a long way to go coming off the arthroscopic knee surgery. Nice move by Olajuwon. He has 19. Knicks lead by 2. So Starks looking more for the jump shots. I'm sure the surgery had some effect on it, but he has been looking better and better. And the Knicks coaching staff, with that thought, feels that he should be taking it to the hole more frequently.
And again, it's just sometimes you fall into some bad habits and you need reminders. John was doing that in games 6 and 7 of the Indiana series. Just got away from it in game 1 here.
Harper hits the 3, and Derek Harper on fire. He has not been looking to 4 shots. That's his second from downtown. He's 4 for 4 from the field. And the Knicks now lead by 5 points. Maxwell on the penetration. Vernon Maxwell with 12. The Knicks lead is now 3 points.
Well, Vernon anticipated the trap from Patrick Ewing, able to slip in between on the crossover dribble, taking it hard. Nice play, Vernon Maxwell.
Robert Horry looking to get the crowd going, waving his arms. Shot clock at 7. Ewing had it poked away by Olajuwon. It'll be Nick Ball with 5 on the 24.
Sometimes Patrick Ewing will reach for those entry passes with just one hand, and a lot of times he'll mishandle with the one hand or have it knocked loose from a good defender like Olajuwon. Got to catch it with 2 hands.
Mike Smith just did get it off. Ewing with the tip. Beautiful extension by Ewing. And the Knicks lead 56-51.
Well, when Olajuwon is guarding it, he's going to lead to try to block a lot of shots. Good idea to follow it up to the board.
Horry came up short on that 3-point attempt. Oakley able to control. New York Knicks trying to tie the series at 1. For the return to the Garden Sunday night. Houston looking to go to game 3 up 2-zip. Smith called for the offensive foul. And that is number 4 on Charles Smith.
Foul is going to New York 54. Charles Smith, his 4th personal foul.
Now Charles Smith trying to make something happen, putting it on the floor into the lane. Little pump fake, didn't get Otis Thorpe to bite for it, and just dropped that shoulder into Otis. There again, Otis Thorpe holding his ground. Charles Smith forcing the action.
The NBA on NBC is brought to you by Coca-Cola Classic. Always the real thing, always Coca-Cola. By Goodyear, #1 in tires. And by the all-new Mitsubishi Galant, filled with your favorite things.
Well, the Defensive Player of the Year, Hakeem Olajuwon, leading the playoffs in shot blocking at 4 a game. Just laying in wait on Charles Smith on the fast break opportunity, rejects there. And John Starks running Maxwell out of the play. And Hakeem just cannot get this one, as Starks very fortunate to get it over the outstretched arm. But Vernon Maxwell with a smart play there, knowing he had the shot blocker behind.
And you can see the offense for the Knicks backcourt has picked up from game number 1. 3 for 7, 3 of 18, and 3 of 10. The Knicks guards shot a combined 10 of 41, 24% in the first game of the series. Rocket guards did not exactly burn it up. 8 of 27 from the field from the Houston backcourt. Knicks have the biggest lead of the night, 56-51. Oakley able to break it up. And it will be Houston ball with 7 on the 24.
Well, nothing happening at this particular play as it got broken down because of the mishandle by Otis Thorpe, and Horry trying to make something happen by dropping his head and going to the hoop. The Rockets very much concerned during that last timeout about their being stagnant at the offensive end.
Maxwell just to beat the shot clock. Maxwell, like John Starks, bouncing back here in game 2. Maxwell has 14, and it's 56. Rockets 53. Starks for three. John Starks with 16 points. Knicks lead by 6.
And that was a little back at you because the last shot by Maxwell, degree of difficulty about 8. And this time I think Starks wanted to take it right to him, and Maxwell backed off and gave it to him.
Second from beyond the three-point arc for Starks. Starks with 16, Maxwell with 14. Olajuwon over Mason. Impossible shot to stop. Certainly a guy like Mason, who's 6'7", is not looking for the block, but that spin fade is so tough. Here is Harper, his first miss of the game. Rockets on the run, 2-on-1. Maxwell, and a blocking foul charged to Starks.
Hakeem Olajuwon being pushed and turned away by Anthony Mason to take his favorite shot, although the Knicks don't mind this. They just want to challenge it. They want to keep him from going to the middle and keep him from getting shots for other people. They'll live with that for now. Nice give and go. Kenny Smith and Maxwell as Starks just trying to make Maxwell miss it, trying to avoid the contact. Couldn't do it as he clipped Maxwell going to the hole.
Maxwell on the line for the first time in his 6th year out of Florida, originally a second-round pick of Denver back in '88, dealt to San Antonio, and it was on to Houston. This is his 5th year with the Houston Rockets. Remember, Maxwell was in a preseason camp with the Spurs. Same time John Starks had a tryout with San Antonio, and they had some heated battles in some intra-squad play. Looked like Maxwell got hurt. Shaken up. Starks again. 3-pointer for John Starks. Vernon Maxwell took a shot and hit the floor.
Well, Maxwell knew this play was coming for John Starks and prevented him from coming out off that screen, forced him to go another way, but his own teammate Olajuwon inadvertently popped him in the top of the head with his right shoulder.
The Knicks lead by 6. Just under 5 minutes remaining in the 3rd quarter. On the drive. Fired it off the glass. Hopper shovels to Ewing, and it was deflected out.
Take a look at your left side of the screen here as Maxwell, trying to come up through the lane, runs right into the elbow of Hakeem Olajuwon. The good thing, it was not flexed and held stiff, or Maxwell really would have been knocked silly.
And the Knicks are red hot. It leads to a Houston timeout. Anthony Mason extends to an 8-point Knick lead with 4:17 remaining in the 3rd. Timeout changed to a 20. Knicks leading by 8, shooting 55% for the game. In contrast to game number 1, only 34% shooting. Rockets win it 85-78. Otis Thorpe with a solid performance, 14 points and 16 rebounds. Record lows for the combination scoring of the Knicks and Rockets in the 4th quarter and for the second half. Record lows for an NBA final game. And incredibly, only twice in the second half on Wednesday did the Knicks hit 2 straight shots. That's how bad it was going. Bernard Maxwell apparently all right after he was accidentally hit by teammate Hakeem Olajuwon. John Starks has had the touch here in the 3rd, 11 of his 19 in the 3rd quarter. Starks leading the Knicks. Olajuwon high man for the Rockets with 21. We come up on 4 minutes to go in the 3rd. Thorpe able to work his way around Ewing. Beautiful move by Otis Thorpe to beat Patrick Ewing.
That actually was going to be a post-up for Maxwell. They want to make Starks work on defense, see if they can get some more fouls on him, because he's starting to light it up offensively.
Pass from Starks deflected, stolen by Thorpe. 3-on-2. Smith sets up Maxwell for 3. And Starks on the rebound. Pushes it down in a hurry. The lead for Mason. Rebound Oakley. Back come the Rockets. And a leg block is called.
Otis Thorpe at the right elbow, looking inside to Maxwell, and it was a brief look as he felt Patrick Ewing leaning that way, beat him with the first step, and Otis has those gigantic hands, able to palm it and turn it over through the hoop as he challenged Patrick Ewing.
The Knicks lead is 6. The Knicks staying with the matchup, Mason against Olajuwon, Thorpe and Ewing going at each other. And again, Thorpe, too quick, gets inside to beat Ewing. This a matchup that has hurt the Knicks at the defensive end. The Knicks lead is now 4. 2:50 to go in the third. Harper for Ewing. Patrick Ewing, 14 points on 6 of 14 shooting. Sam Cassell back on the floor. He has replaced Kenny Smith. Horry for 3. Quick release by Robert Horry. Well, the Knicks have hit 4 out of 5 from downtown here in the third quarter. Rockets cash in on a three-pointer. Pat Riley was trying to call for timeout. Traveling violation.
It's on Anthony Mason, who has a habit, and the officials are there for a technical.
Harper hit with the tee. A technical foul called. But now a timeout is taken. Now they say a double technical on Harper and Cassell. We'll be right back.
Well, Derek Harper is sandwiched between Sam Cassell and Vernon Maxwell, and there's talking and pushing and shoving, and it's going to continue for the next 4 or 5 seconds as the official, you can see Hugh Hollins on your left side of the screen. He has it spotted, keeping an eye all the way, and they get the double technical.
So the double technical on Sam Cassell and Derek Harper. 2:15 remaining in the third quarter. The Knicks 66, the Rockets 63. Both clubs have shot well in the third. Knicks 10 of 15, Rockets 9 of 14. Thorpe had it stripped by Harper. Beautiful play by Derek Harper using the long arms. And it leads to the foul on Thorpe, his second.
Well, you're going to see the steal by Derek Harper, but it's all set up by the good ball pressure by Derek on Cassell, making that pass a little bit tougher, not much spacing, and it enables Harper to get in there and shake it loose.
Starks came off the pick. Maxwell able to stay right with him. Ewing drawing the double team. Bad pass. Thrown in the crowd by Ewing. Harper again with the steal. Harper with the pull-up. Yes, Derek Harper has taken over here the last couple of minutes, as he did in game number 6 against the Indiana Pacers. Bad pass by Cassell. Sloppy play here by the Rockets. Starks with a dangerous pass. Threw it away. Went behind the back. Mason broke it up. Last touch by Mason.
Terrific defensive job by Anthony Mason as Derek Harper, who has very quick and strong hands, and the Rocket ball handlers are very much concerned about him, and the older ones remember him from his days with the Dallas Mavericks, and they all have to be very careful with their handle.
Olajuwon getting the position, and then was stopped. Horry for 3. 1 minute left in the third. The Knicks 68, the Rockets 63. Knicks have led most of the way. Oakley, Charles Oakley, 5 for 8, 10 points. Another good shooting performance by Oakley, who for the most part has got it from outside. The Knicks lead by 7. Their biggest lead, a margin of 8. 35 seconds to go in the quarter. Again, a low percentage pass thrown. And Horry accidentally made contact on Oakley, and Charles did not appreciate it.
And Sam Cassell and Robert Horry having words. And I'm sure Horry, the second-year pro, telling the rookie to get himself under control. We have seen some terrible passing, some careless one-handed ones with John Starks behind the back, and that drives coaches crazy.
It's a two-shot foul, and Rush with the call before the pass was thrown in. Holding foul. Hopper called for his second, and it will put Cassell at the line.
He's very upset right now. He's probably thinking to himself, I've been grabbing, holding, hand-checking all night long, putting pressure on the ball, and now you're going to call it on me, and it's like, he'll put the guy on the line for two.
Oakley helping out to straighten the net. Sam Cassell, #1 draft pick of the Rockets out of Florida State. Came on in the playoff series, particularly against the Phoenix Suns. And with Mario Elie suffering a broken hand, Sam Cassell got the opportunity and took advantage of the playing time.
Sam had 8 points. 6 rebounds, 5 assists the other night in his first action in an NBA final game, but spoiled it a bit with those 4 turnovers. And of course, Moody Tomjanovich most upset with that because a lot of those turnovers were the careless variety.
Knicks lead by 5. 20 seconds remaining in the third. 10 on the shot clock. Oakley with the pick. Down to 5 on the 24. Hopper trying to spin away. Mason on the rebound. Anthony Mason converts for a 7-point Knick lead. Out of 5 seconds in the third. Maxwell able to penetrate. Called for the offensive foul. That's his third personal with 1 second remaining in the third quarter. The Knicks shooting 56% for the game. 13 of 19 from the floor in the third quarter, and John Starks in a turnaround here tonight following the poor shooting in game #1 where he missed his last 10 and went 3 of 18. For Starks, 11 of his 19 have come here in the third. We'll be back after a word from your local station.
This copyrighted telecast of the National Basketball Association may not be retransmitted, reproduced, or rebroadcast without the express written consent of the NBA.
We welcome you back to the summit in Houston, Texas. Little Texas theme for the NBA on NBC as we head to the fourth quarter. The New York Knicks with a 72-65 lead on the Houston Rockets. Well, NBA Commissioner David Stern explaining to Texas Governor Ann Richards that the salary cap can work easily in state government. And David is just the guy to make it work. Marv Albert with Matt Guokas, Ahmad Rashad, and Hannah Storm. As the fourth quarter gets underway. Patrick Ewing, Anthony Mason, Charles Oakley up front. Starks out of strip. Here comes Maxwell. Herman Maxwell off the steal from Sam Cassell. And the Knicks now lead 72-67. Ewing facing the double team. Picked up by Horry. Horry tried to slam it and was hit by Starks. Patrick Ewing has not responded well to the Houston double team in terms of getting the ball out, finding people at the perimeter.
Well, again, the Rockets have come out to start the fourth quarter, revving it up defensively. They got a break on the first possession as John Starks just fumbled it away. This pass was deflected on the pass out from Ewing as Robert Horry is injured on this play. He's over in front of the Rocket bench as he's trying to dunk that ball. And his wrist and right hand have hit the backboard, and it looks like he's going to head for the locker room as he is in serious trouble. And if he leaves, Marv, the Knicks will have to pick a foul. Oh, no, I thought he was going to leave because Ray Melchior is walking with him. He is going to try to shoot the free throw. As John Starks tries to challenge this shot, Robert Horry was thinking dunk all the way, so he was up there, and his arm and wrist area catching the lower part of the backboard, and it is stinging.
It has been a difficult time for Robert Horry, involved in a minor car accident last week. Fortunately, he was not hurt. Let's see how he handles these free throws on the line for the first time tonight.
Well, his head popped up in the air. I think he just didn't know what it was going to feel like when it left. And keep an eye on his wrist and his head as he raised his eyes relatively quickly there and it jerked the shot up.
Normally a 73% free throw shooter. Now he is taken out of the game and headed to the locker room. Let's go to Hannah Storm.
We've talked with Rockets trainer Ray Melchiori, Marv, and he says it's a small cut on Robert Horry's arm, but it is deep, and they're taking him to the locker room for stitches. Marv?
All right, Hannah. Matt Bullard, who played well in 9 minutes in the first half, has come on, replacing Robert Horry. The Knicks lead by 4. 45 seconds into the fourth. Another bad pass. Cassell played on a switch. Cassell fought with a second opportunity. And the Rockets will reset. Olajuwon try to settle down. Finds Bullard. Again, Bullard on the move. Olajuwon sweeping at it. Cassell with a terrific play. And they get a new 24. Olajuwon facing a double team. Cassell for 3. The Rockets are within 1. That entire sequence was Sam Cassell. He kept it alive, got it back outside. Hit from downtown. Rockets with 6 unanswered to start the fourth quarter. Minute and a half gone by. The Knicks lead by
1. Miller Genuine Draft presents Genuine Moments.
Tonight's Miller Moment, looking back at the 1980 finals between the Lakers and 76ers. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar had been averaging 33 a game, injured his ankle in Game 5. So in Game 6, rookie guard Magic Johnson forced to play center. And all Magic did was hit for 42 points, haul down 15 rebounds, handed out 7 assists. Lakers won the game, 123-107, and they won the NBA title. There is Irvin Magic Johnson alongside Arsenio Hall. Magic named the finals MVP. In recognition of this moment, Miller Genuine Draft will donate $1,000 to the Thurgood Marshall Scholarship Fund. That was one of the great performances in the history of the NBA.
I was there, Marv, as a broadcaster for the 76ers. Don't forget, Jamal Wilkes had an unbelievable game as well.
Patrick Ewing line drives at home. He has 16. The Knicks now lead 74-71. 2 minutes gone by in the fourth quarter. Turnovers hurting the Knicks here in the fourth. Committing 3 right at the start of the quarter. Olajuwon pops it out for Maxwell for 3. Ewing with the box out.
So to start the fourth quarter, the Knicks defensively go with Mason, who has had some success with Olajuwon. Ewing playing off the ball, but the first 3 possessions to start this fourth quarter, all turnovers by the Knicks. Some of it tentative passing on their part, but more pressure defense by Houston.
Shot clock at 4. Ewing trying to go glass, and Bullard could not hold on, but was there a deflection? Yes, there was, says Ed Rush, checking with Darryl Garrison. And the ball goes to Houston. Sam Cassell, Vernon Maxwell in the backcourt. Hakeem Olajuwon up front with Otis Thorpe and Matt Bullard. Smith knocked it away. Good recovery by Bullard. Olajuwon, yes. 23 points for Hakeem Olajuwon. The Knicks lead 74-73. Knicks have led by as many as 8 and have led most of the way. Foul call on Cassell.
Well, with Matt Bullard in the game, it spreads the floor, even though Matt has not made a three-point shot yet, but more open spaces inside for the pass and catch by Olajuwon, and this is the shot that the Knicks are giving to Hakeem. Nothing really Mason can do but try to force him a little bit further out from his comfort zone.
Charles Smith will throw it in. The report on Robert Horry, who went back to the locker room, suffered a cut on his forearm, needed stitches. He will return. Ewing turned it over. Rockets can take the lead. Trailing by 1. Bullard passed down the 3. Rebounded by Smith. And the foul on Thorpe. Reaching in, trying to knock the ball away. That's 3 on Thorpe.
This fourth quarter started almost like the Knicks didn't expect the Rockets to come after them defensively. Hey, this team has a lot of pride. They have the second best record in the league, one of the best defensive teams in the league, and they can guard you.
Yes, they allowed just under 97 points per game in the regular season. Another turnover. Well, in recent times in the playoffs, the Knicks have had major problems in the fourth quarter with sloppy play. During the regular season at the start of the playoffs, the Knicks were very effective in the fourth quarter. Cassell off the mark. Rebound number 10 from Patrick Ewing. The Knicks with a 1-point lead. 4 minutes gone by in the fourth. Travel on Anthony, then hits the jump shot. Greg Anthony with a second field goal. The Knicks lead 76-73. Robert Horry making his way back toward the Houston bench. Cassell setting up against Anthony. Olajuwon went to the head fake, but decided to give it up. Bullard for 3. Yes. That's his shot. Matt Bullard has tied the game at 76.
And Matt Bullard has been a factor in a lot of ways. That's the thing you expect most from him. Three-point attempt, 16 in game 1, and already 18 tonight, which is their average for the playoffs.
Otis Thorpe was called for the foul, his 4th.
And on that made three-pointer by Matt Bullard, Otis Thorpe just took Patrick Ewing and threw him to the floor. And interestingly enough, Rudy Tomjanovich had Robert Horry waiting at the scorer's table, no doubt to check in for Matt Bullard. Robert has gone back to the bench.
Anthony got the step. Setting up Harper. And a foul called against Ewing. That is his 3rd.
And this time pushing Otis Thorpe in the back. These two have had their battles going back to college in the Big East. Otis Thorpe at Providence and Patrick at Georgetown. And Otis Thorpe was the leading rebounder in the conference in both his junior and senior years, so they know each other well, and they're throwing each other around a little bit right now.
The Knicks committing their 2nd team foul. The Rockets with 3. Olajuwon drawing the foul. The double team took effect again. And Anthony trying to help out, picks up his 3rd.
In effect, almost a triple team as now Ewing on Olajuwon, and here comes Charles Smith in there, and Greg Anthony is called for reaching in and grabbing in the hand area.
Both teams now have 3 team fouls. Olajuwon for Bullard for 3. Game tied at 76. Starks setting up the way, but was fouled. Maxwell reaching in, looking to steal, and he's called for his 4th. 6 minutes, 43 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter. Game tied at 76.
The NBA on NBC is brought to you by Cold-Filtered Miller Genuine Draft. Get out of the old, get into the cold. By Nike. who encourages you to participate in the lives of America's youth. And by Oldsmobile.
Welcome back to the Summit in Houston, Texas. Capacity crowd 16,611. On hand for Game 2 of this best-of-7 NBA Finals Series. Marv Albert, Matt Kukas, Ahmad Rashad, and Hannah Storm. Game is tied at 76, with Game 3 coming up at Madison Square Garden in New York Sunday night. And we'll be on hand starting at 7 o'clock Eastern Time. Telecast preceded by NBA Stories Live at the Finals, hosted by Bob Costas, a 1-hour special capturing the season's most compelling stories and figures, from MVP Hakeem Olajuwon and rookie sensations Chris Webber and Anthony Hardaway to the sights and sounds of the NBA Finals. That'll be Sunday at 5 p.m. Eastern. And we'll be getting underway at 7 o'clock Eastern Time with game number 3. 6:40 to go in the fourth. Starks goes to the left hand. Rebound Fort, pumps it down to Maxwell. And the foul.
Well, John Starks putting a off-balance wild left-hander up, and Otis Thorpe with that big paw throws that baseball pass as well as anybody in basketball. The outlet to Maxwell, as Otis Thorpe knew he hit him on the fly pattern.
Charles Smith with his 5th foul. 3-point play for Vernon Maxwell. And the Rockets have taken a 79-76 lead. They've taken over here in the fourth. Have outscored the Knicks 14-4. The Knicks began the quarter leading by 7. Shot clock at 8. Anthony. And it's Cassell with the ball.
What a defensive sequence that time by the Rockets. Even though Anthony got a good look at that shot, the Rockets were scurrying and getting to every open man and really working together as a team defensively.
Maxwell. Rebounded by Oakley. Anthony moving by Ori, who just returned. Nice setup. Smith is fouled. Charles Smith will go to the foul line.
Well, the Knicks getting one of their rare fast break opportunities in their second half. Nice drop off by Greg Anthony, as Charles Smith really doesn't finish strong enough. Fortunate to get the foul call, however. Normally, Charles does not get a lot of minutes in the fourth quarter. It's normally Anthony Mason who's in at this particular time. You know, the Rockets only had 3 fast break points in the first 3 quarters. They've got 6 already in the fourth quarter.
Rockets 79, the Knicks 77. Very few appearances at the foul line for the Knicks. This is only their 11th free throw.
Shot none in the third quarter. However, they shot the ball unbelievably well from the perimeter, 13 for 19.
Rockets by 1. 5:40 to go in the fourth. Got a piece of it. Thorpe with the save. Maxwell. Smith had it knocked away. Maxwell ran it to Ewing. Thought he was fouled. Nothing called, and Ewing with the good play as he is able to deflect off the foot of Thorpe. And Rocket fans are upset. They thought there should have been a foul on this play on Ewing.
Well, Maxwell trying to initiate the contact, and the officials are just not going to give a call like that. And Olajuwon was upset with Maxwell for forcing the action, telling him, move the ball, get it around, get it in the me.
Rockets 79, the Knicks 78. Ewing. Good box out by Thorpe. Otis Thorpe with another solid game. 10 points, 11 rebounds. Bad pass. Maxwell trying to connect with Cassell. And the ball goes back to the Knicks.
And both teams having the same problem, trying to make entry passes either to the post or to the wing and then into the post, but not having good enough position. You have to give some of the credit to the because the pressure's there, but the offensive player has to work harder to get the ball in a better spot.
Out of 10 on the 24. Starks check the clock. Hopper for three. Yes. Derek Hopper has had an outstanding all-around game. 15 points, 7 assists, 3 steals. He's given the Knicks an 81-79 lead, and it leads to a timeout call by the Rockets.
Well, good defense by Houston, keeping the Knicks out on the perimeter, and Derek Harper just staying out there. Not the best shot in the world, but he bailed the Knicks out.
4:23 remaining in the fourth. The Knicks lead the Rockets by 2. Derek Harper has had a standout performance, coming back strong from a so-so game on Wednesday night. 6 for 10, 15 points, 3 steals, 7 assists. Derek acquired from Dallas back in early January on the deal for Tony Campbell, plus a conditional first-round draft pick, and he feels he's a very lucky guy.
Extremely fortunate. Being traded from Dallas, it just reiterates to me that there's a God more than anything. You know, I think it was truly him that got me out of the situation. I'm not upset with Dallas or anything like that, but I really appreciate the opportunity that they gave me to have to win right now.
No, I don't think Derek is upset with Dallas at all. He has come up big in game 2s against Indiana. 18 points, 8 of 12 from the field, 8 assists, and he's done it again here in game 2 tonight. Olajuwon putting on the floor, lost it. Starks with the steal, and Mason has a breakaway. The Knicks 83, the Rockets 79.
Interesting, the Rockets go to Olajuwon, and they did this in game 1 on the right side of the floor, and when he put the ball on the floor, John Starks came down and dug it out.
7-0 run by the Knicks after the slow start here in the fourth. Cassell rejected by Ewing. And a foul called on Ori, a loose ball foul.
And when Hakeem put this ball on the floor, he lost the vision of John Starks, who not only dug it out, but able to throw it ahead to Mason, avoid getting fouled to stop the clock.
Rockets over the limit, so the Knicks will go to the line.
Sam Cassell, Rudy Tomjanovich showing a lot of confidence in him in the fourth quarter, although Kenny Smith played late in game 1. Cassell penetrating, which he does so well because he can create either the shot for himself or for somebody else. This time, Patrick Ewing had a measure.
Matt, this has been a pattern, though, for the Rockets last year and for a good portion of this season. Scott Brooks would see most of the action in the fourth quarter. And the Rockets very successful there. Scott on the left with Brooks on the floor. And since Sam Cassell has been getting the playing time, he has also seen much action in the fourth, although, as you mentioned, Smith did a nice job the other night, game 1. Ori forced it. Cassell able to retrieve, but the shot clock down to 3. Cassell gets it off. And back come the Knicks. Oakley got tripped up by Ori and went down. But he is all right. We come up on 3 minutes remaining in this fourth quarter. 8 unanswered points by New York. Oakley handled by Mason, but a loose ball foul called on Mason, and that will put the Knicks over the limit.
Well, the Rockets scrambling on defense. Robert Horry running all over the place, trying to double-team the basketball. It leaves Charles Oakley all alone for a jump shot as Maxwell goes flying it in. And look at Mason just push Hakeem Olajuwon from behind to get that offensive rebound.
Olajuwon won plus the penalty.
Olajuwon is 3 of 5 from the line. He has scored only 2 points in the fourth quarter. And the first game did not do well in the second half. He admits that he was tired, he was winded, and did not shoot well after having that good first half.
Well, the Rockets got back into this ballgame with their fast breaks. They had not had that many half-court situations, and when the ball has gone into a game, the Knicks are starting to swarm when he puts it on the floor.
The Knicks 84, the Rockets 81. seeking to tie the series at 1. Rockets trying to make it 2 out of 2 here at home. 2 minutes, 45 seconds to go in the fourth. Shot clock at 5. Ewing with the drop step. Try to adjust it. He thought he was fouled.
Well, he knew he was in trouble there, so he tried to draw contact from Olajuwon and put his hands up in the air, asking the official why he didn't get the call.
Rockets with the ball, trailing by 3. Ewing stepping out, knocked it away. Olajuwon on the recovery, blocked by Ewing. Ewing with an enormous play, rejecting Olajuwon. That's his 4th block of the game. We come up on 2 minutes to go in the fourth. Hopper for 3, yes. Derek Hopper from downtown. And the Rockets call for time with 2 minutes to go in the fourth. The Knicks lead 87-81. Hopper has hit 4 out of 5 from three-point land.
Well, it appeared that Patrick Ewing was out of this play as he went for a steal, but he did not quit on it and went and got the ball again as Derek Harper almost lost this shot on the way up, but he hit nothing but the bottom of the net.
Knicks by 6. We'll be right back. Earlier we showed you the breakdown of how the Knicks have handled Hakeem Olajuwon in Game 1. And this is the way it has developed here in Game 2. And they've done a good job once again on Olajuwon in the second half. He's received different looks. Ewing, Oakley, Mason, Williams briefly, Smith, and of course the double team.
Well, the philosophy has been to make Hakeem work for everything he gets, even if it is his pet shot. Pat Riley doesn't want the other Rockets getting open shots.
A minute 50 to go in the fourth. Rockets with the ball trailing by 6 points. Ewing stepping out to steal. Patrick Ewing with the steal. And Harper able to bring it across. The Knicks wait for Ewing to move back down court. Starks. Well, the Rockets thought he bounced it in the backcourt. He was just able to save it, and then he fires, and the ball got stuck by the rim. A minute 20 to go in the fourth. The Knicks by 6. That's a 3-point attempt by Horry. Rockets have missed their last 6 shots. We come up on 1 minute to go in the fourth. Oakley sets up Ewing. And Olajuwon gets to it. Down to 50 seconds. Maxwell stripped by Starks. Maxwell thought he was fouled. Here's Starks giving it up. Mason jams it. And the Knicks add some cushion. They now lead 89-81 as they look to hold on for 43 and 9/10 seconds and make the move back to New York with the series tied at 1.
Well, Maxwell ready to let a wild shot go. John Starks reaching in and going to find Anthony Mason trailing on the play in Olajuwon's face. Well, Vernon Maxwell ready to use this little drag screen by Otis Thorpe to set him up for the 3. John Starks feeling it, reached in, knocked it loose, and not settling for anything here. Going to take the running opportunity as he dishes nicely to Anthony Mason.
And Spike Lee once again able to find a couple of seats here at the Summit. Enjoying that jam. Spike did have better seats for Game 1. Actually annoying some of the local fans that he was able to manage to squeeze out some courtside locations. Down to 40 seconds. Here's Olajuwon. Not able to stuff it. Bullard for 3. Cassell able to get to it. And he draws the foul. Patrick Ewing picks it up. Game number 3 of his best-of-7 NBA Finals series. Sunday night at Madison Square Garden. Games 3 and 4 in New York. 7 o'clock Eastern, 4 o'clock Pacific. Now Matt Bullard is replaced Olajuwon is up front with Thorpe and Ori, Cassell and Maxwell in the backcourt.
And in these closing minutes, the last 2 or 3, Patrick Ewing has gone on to Olajuwon and has really done a terrific defensive job. Mainly fronting, coming up with a couple of steals, couple of block shots. And once again, the Rockets not doing a good enough job of making better passes inside to Hakeem. But you got to give a lot of credit to Patrick Ewing for his defensive work.
Looking ahead to game 3, the Knicks during the playoffs have won 9 of 10 at home. And the Rockets have done well, 4 up and 3 down on the road. Remember, they lost the first 2 at home to Phoenix and then won 2 on the road in that series. Half minute remaining. The Knicks lead by 6. A bad pass by Oakley. Rockets very much alive with 26 and 8/10 seconds to go.
And Charles Oakley knew right away what he had done. You have to keep your composure. Crazy things can happen, and these Rockets, of course, have a lot of ability from beyond the arc.
6th turnover of the quarter for the Knicks. Cassell could not hit. Rebound Starks, and Mason breaking and decides to slow it up and draws the foul with 11 and 9/10 seconds remaining. A smart play by Anthony Mason.
Well, hard to figure out what Sam Cassell was thinking there. Of course, you'd like to get a 2 anytime, but with 20 seconds to go, down 6, you really got to be thinking 3. So the penetration is fine, but should have been looking to kick it out to a Bullard, a Maxwell, or an Ori.
The last time the Knicks won here at the Summit in Houston, now they only play here once a year, but the last time was November 15th, 1988. They defeated the Rockets 126 to 121. The Knicks now lead 90 to 83. So this series will be tied at 1 and headed back to New York. This is what the Knicks wanted, in particular in the 2-3-2 format. Pat Riley felt they must win here in Houston.
And his team knew all about that, was talking a lot about defense, but they worked on offense yesterday and shooting 52% from the field. A lot of that is because they executed well and got good shots, and with that gained more and more confidence as the game went on.
Anthony Mason playing a key role, 13 points, 7 of the 13 here in the 4th quarter. Houston has just taken its final timeout. The Knicks getting balanced scoring, led by John Starks with 19. John able to turn it around, and John was out shooting around several hours before the start of the game. John Starks spending lots of time earlier this evening, coming off the 3 of 18 on Wednesday night. He'd missed his last 10 shots, 1 for 12 in the second, but tonight, for the most part, taking good shots, finished 6 of 11 for his 19. Derek Harper with a brilliant all-around performance. 18 points, 7 assists, and 3 steals. Patrick Ewing with 16 points, while Houston, led by Hakeem Olajuwon with 25, and Maxwell with 20. A reminder this weekend, right here on NBC Sports, it will be the Michael Jordan Ronald McDonald Children's Charities Celebrity Golf Classic. Celebrity lineup of athletes and entertainers, and Matt, it should be pointed out, all with handicaps of 10 or less will be on hand for a 54-hole medal play tournament, a total purse of $250,000. Tomorrow, 4 p.m. Eastern, then Sunday at 3 o'clock Eastern time.
I just noticed one guy in there who does not have a 10 or under handicap. Big Charles, although he's going to work on it.
Yes, Charles Barkley in the field, along with the likes of Mario Lemieux, Lawrence Taylor, Mike Schmidt. Final seconds of the 4th quarter, knocked out of bounds by Ewing. Patrick Ewing with 16 points, which is a low total for Ewing, but 13 rebounds and 4 block shots. Finished very strong in the 4th quarter. The Knicks defeat the Rockets 91 to 83. The series is tied at 1. So the Knicks with a strong finish, and they are able to pull it out for their first win here in Houston since 1988. Let's go to Ahmad, who has Derek Harper with him.
All right, thanks, Marv. Derek, I guess last year at this time, you were home shooting pool, playing with the kids, but now you're having the time of your life.
I'm really enjoying this. This is a great opportunity. All I can do is thank God for it and try and take advantage of it.
Now, you guys defensively came out with a different intensity than you had on Wednesday night. What was the difference?
I think the intensity, just what you said. I think in the last game, we allowed them a lot of comfortable looks. Even though they didn't make the shots, they got the shots that they wanted. Tonight, we wanted to dictate the tempo, and I think we were able to do that. That's what got us the win.
Strategy in this sort of a playoff format is you want to get a win here. Just to get a split gives you an advantage going home.
I think it does, but we don't have any time to relax. I mean, Houston is a very good road team, so we have to enjoy this win for a little while and get ready to play the next 3 games in New York.
All right, congratulations to Derek. All right, good luck. All right, back to you, Marv.
All right, thank you, Ahmad. For the Knicks, one of their better shooting performances of the season. 36 for 69, 52%. 6 players in double figures, led by Starks, who had 19, Harper with 18. Houston shot only 39%. Hakeem Olajuwon, the high man, with 25, but he was held in check in the 4th quarter. So this series is now tied at 1. Again, the final score, the New York Knicks 91 and the Houston Rockets 83. Reminder, Sunday night, game 3 from Madison Square Garden. And we'll be on hand starting at 7 o'clock Eastern time. That's game 3 on Sunday night. Game 4 also at the Garden. That'll be played on Wednesday night. Coming up following your local news, it's the Tonight Show with Jay Leno. And his guests include Matthew Broderick, then Late Night with Conan O'Brien, followed by Friday Night. For Matt Kukas, Ahmad Rashad, and Hannah Storm, I'm Marv Albert saying so long from the Summit in Houston, Texas. This has been the NBA on NBC.